Hello everyone, in this module we are going to learn about color bars and following are the topics that we are going to cover. Firstly, we will understand what is color bar. After that, we will learn the color bar function with Pyplot module and then we will learn color bar function with figure module. So let's begin. Color bars are a visual representation of a transformation of a scalar values into colors. They are plotted on a separate axis in the Matplotlib. And to create it, we use a figure.colorbar function or pyplot.colorbar function. So now we learn each function in detail one by one. So firstly, we will discuss color bar function regarding with Pyplot module. This function in the Pyplot module is used to add color bar to the plot, and the syntax of this function is matplotlib.pyplot.colorbar, and the parameters are extend, label and text and other keyword arguments you also pass to it. So the next function is color bar method with figure module. So this function in the figure module is used to add color bar to the figure or the plot, and the syntax of this function is matplotlib.figure.colorbar, and the different parameters that we pass in this function is extend, label, text and other keyword arguments. So let's discuss each parameter in detail. The first parameter is extend. It takes value as neither, both, min and max, and it is used to create pointed ends. The next parameter is label. It takes value as a string and it is used to add labels on the color bar. And the last parameter is text. It takes a value as a sequence, and to set the list of a text or a locator it is used. So now we will see different examples related to color bar to clear our concept. So firstly we will discuss example related to color bar function with Pyplot module. For this I import the necessary libraries. The first one is matplotlib.pyplot as plt and the next one is numpy as np. After that I define data coordinates, and for defining it I use the linspace function of a numpy module, and for defining y I use the sine function of a numpy module, and as an angle I pass x variable which I defined above to it. Then I define the color. For defining it I create a list of a color which consists of a 10 scales value. Then I want to plot a scatter graph. For this reason I call the scatter function, and I pass x and y coordinate as x and y variable, and I set the size of the marker to 80, and I set the color of the markers to colors variable which I defined above. Then I pass a cmap parameter to add a color map to the plot, and for this I set its value to pastel 1. Then I want to add a color bar to the plot. For that reason I call the color bar function, and I additionally pass label parameter to it to add a label on the color bar, and I set label as a color bar, and I also pass a extend parameter to this function to extend the color bar edges from both the sides. For that reason I set its value to both, and in last I call the show function to display the graph. Now I execute this code, and here you can see that the plot consists a color bar. Here the bars is pointed from both the edges, which means it is extended from the both edges, and it consists of the colors which is defined with the help of scale like 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25, and the bar also has a label which is color bar. So the color assigned to the markers are according to the scale which I defined above on a color list. Here you can see that the first I defined as a 2.5. So here 2.5 range to this pinkish color. For that reason the pink color belongs to the value which are less than 5, like 2.5 and 4.5, and here the value above 25 are represented with the help of this silver color. So this silver color value is greater than 25, like we have here 26.5. So it is represented with the help of this gray color. So like that, we represent the color in the scalar form. So now we see one more example where we use the color bar function, but this time we use it with the figure module. For this, firstly I import the libraries. The first one is matplotlib.pyplot as plt and the next one is numpy as np. After that I create a subplot with one row and one column. So I call the subplots function and I assign fig and axis variable to it. Then I define data coordinate x, and for this I call the random.random function of a numpy module. Then I want to create a plot with colors. For this reason I call the imShow function and I pass x coordinate to it as a value, and then I pass a cmap parameter to set a color map, and I assign value cool to it, and I assign a variable plot underscore 1 to axis.imShow function. Then I want to add a color bar to this plot. For this reason I call it with the help of a fig.colorbar function. So I pass map label value to it first, that is plot underscore 1. So it shows that I want to add a color bar with this plot. Then I add a label to it. For this I call a label parameter and I assign label to it as a color bar. And then I want to rotate color bar from vertical to horizontal alignment. For this reason I set orientation to horizontal, and in last I call the show function to display the graph. Now I execute this code, and here you can see that it creates a plot with colors. So it also has a color bar with different colors having a scale values. So any value which is greater than or between 0.8, it is in dark pinkish color, and the values less than or equal to 0.1 is ranged to lightish blue. So here the colors on the plot are plotted with the help of scalar values. So with this we have learned about color bars, and in the next module we will learn about the basic 3D plots.